What it do, everyone? What's these scenes? How you going? It's been some time since I've created a video, and today I'm feeling like sharing my story of this past weekend. So I had my first in-person speaking engagement, and I was super pumped, super excited to have the opportunity to be in a room filled of women to talk about healing and talk about ways to actively sustain our healing journey. My aunt had a healing girls' night out. I can't remember the specific name, but I will not forget the theme, which was It's Time. And I was able, or invited rather, to talk about my workbook, talk about my experience as a healing and self-development life coach. I've been doing one-on-ones, but one thing I would say is that this event expanded my mind in the necessity and the actual ability to do group coaching. It was a space of security, of comfortability, and each woman was able to help the next woman to process and to see things from a different perspective, and to show how they have triumphed and show how they have steadily put in the work to constantly heal. It was truly a beautiful experience. Some of the things that we talked about in that event or during that event was, how can you heal when that person does not want to participate in your healing journey? And what that questioner meant is, say for example, parents have, neglected, or they have created a very traumatic experience for you growing up. How can you actively heal from that when your parent or parents won't take accountability and they won't participate in, fulfilling your questions so that you can push forward and heal? And one thing one of the participants shared was, you have to choose. Things happen to us as youth and we can't control those things, but when we become an adult, what are we going to do? Are we just going to trope and hold on to that pain? Or are we going to say, you know what, that happened to me as a child, but I'm going to choose to push through because I know that I can be a much better person by healing. So we talked about choosing. Healing is a choice. It really is a necessity, in my opinion, because of how it makes our bodies feel and how it, gets in our own way. But when you know that you need to heal, now you're led to, like, do I heal or do I not heal? Do I choose? Is the pain so debilitating that I can't fathom it and I just need to cope instead of heal? And we talked about that strong Black woman trope and how it hasn't served any Black women. The strong Black woman is truly the healed Black woman. If anything, the strong Black woman trope has just kept things swept under the rug, kept this mask that everything's okay when truly we're dying inside, and has perpetuated the ways that we treat and teach our next generation how to manage their own emotions, their own mindsets, and ultimately how to heal. We also talked about, it just slipped my mind. We also talked about dealing with people and having the ideology or the belief that they're never going to change, but still praying for them. One participant said something very beautifully. Either you're going to believe that this person is not going to change, you're going to let them just be how they are, or you're going to believe that you serve and believe in a creator that is the turner of hearts, and you're going to continue to pray for them and know that the turner of hearts will eventually change their heart. So you have to pick and choose. You can't say, oh, they'll never change, but I still pray for them. But you have to decide, either you're going to just give up and just believe that they're going to be that obstinate person, or you're going to let your faith shine through and you're going to pray and trust that, the creator is going to change their hearts. It was just a really, really beautiful experience. It showed me some of my limitations, but it also showed me that on the fly, from my own experience and just my own platform of healing, how I can still help people. I always tell people that, coming to me is not an end-all be-all. I see myself truly as a support system for the licensed professionals like therapists and psychologists. And there are going to be some, generational traumatic experiences that are just too big for me to bear. And I will have to tell a client, I can perhaps help you with this, but I highly recommend that you see someone who is way more qualified than me for that. But it was truly, truly beautiful. And even on my way down, because I had to travel, so even on my way down to the event, I was listening to videos on YouTube, and I listened to one particular video. It was an interview of Oprah Winfrey and another gentleman that she co-authored a book with, and it talked about how depending on how your life is from 0 to 6, that shapes who you are as an adult. And a lot of the times we see people behaving or, just acting in certain ways, and the first thought that we have in our mind is, what's wrong with you? And instead, Oprah said what we should be asking is, what happened to you? Something that my aunt had texted me prior to the event was letting me know that she wanted me to talk about ownership and responsibility that we have when it comes to our relationships with people. And what she meant by that was like how I would phrase humanizing people's experiences. So while we can't control how, we've experienced traumatic experiences, while we can't control how people lash out, there's something about what has happened to them that if we have the maturity and we have the compassion, we can humanize their story so that we can detach ourselves from how they treat us, and we can also kind of filter in the whys, and we're able to make our own decision of how we're going to move forward. It creates a space where hurt people are not truly hurting people, but hurt people who also are in, relationships with hurt people can humanize their other person's trauma so that they can heal through their own trauma. How strong and courageous is that, to be able to, while you're in your own pain, humanize somebody else's just so that you can sustain yourself and you can continue to heal and you don't add more wounds to yourself. Anyway, I just wanted to jump on, post another video, let you know what's been going on with me. I'm working, I'm growing, I'm learning, and I'm just so super blessed to have the assignment to help people to become a better version of themselves. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Let me know in the comment sections how you have been, and are you affected by effects of generational trauma? And if so, let me know. I would love to work with you. You can send me an email at keyanaspeaks@gmail.com. You can DM me on Instagram at Coach Keyona. I'm going to be coming out with some more podcast episodes, but I want to make an announcement that Anchor just announced that they will be offering subscriptions to podcasts. So if you are an avid listener to my podcast, in the future, I will be creating subscriber-specific episodes. So if you want to subscribe to my podcast, I'll drop the link in the description, and it's only for United States-based listeners. I want to put that out there. But click the link in the description, and you can become a subscriber. It's just $2 a month. Yeah, and I already have certain episodes that are already subscriber specific as well, because they're like my favorite. But anyway, take care, be blessed, remember to own your story. Peace.